We are like a month or so behind, definitely a couple weeks behind, but the Oscar nominations have been announced, guys.
Why are you bringing this up now? It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real reason, only that I am still upset that Nope didn't get nominated in any categories in the
Right?
end.
Because that did come out in 2022, so it should have been here.
Yeah, it should have. It sounded amazing, looked amazing, the visual effects were great. And I'm just salty that it didn't get chosen. I'm salty that Top Gun Maverick didn't get cinematography. There's a few things that I'm upset about, but there's a real great like assortment of movies this year regardless, you know? So I'm excited to see who wins. Do you have any like predictions, Micah? Best Picture
Predictions.
winner prediction. You've heard it here first, guys. Get your Oscar ballots ready. Micah's going to tell you who's going to win.
Okay, so first up, Best Picture.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Top Gun Maverick.
Oh,
100%.
wow. Okay.
I think unanimously agreed that's just a great movie.
I think the underdog. Well, I don't even know if it's the underdog, but Everything Everywhere All at Once might have a chance
That's
in my
the thing.
books. Those are the two, right?
That's like the great indie feature,
Yeah.
and Top Gun Maverick's like the great mainstream feature. But they're both just all over well done, fantastic movies.
Yeah.
Now, Best Actor,
Oh,
it is between Austin Butler and Brendan Fraser. Absolutely.
nice.
Austin Butler, fantastic in Elvis, but Brendan, he's like the people's choice.
Yeah, man. I was able to see The Whale about a week ago
Was
with
it good?
Monique. Loved it. I've never cried in a theater that much before. I was just bawling through the end credits.
I need to go check it out. And best supporting actor,
Oh, okay.
Ke Huy Quan, all the way.
Yeah, Key's got it in the bag. Key has it in the bag.
What other important ones do you want to know? I don't want to spoil the whole Oscars for
You don't
everybody.
want to Oscar spoilers. Mike has just told us who's going to win, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope Cate Blanchett wins for Best Actress.
For Tar?
Yeah, she was great in Tar. However, I won't be upset if Michelle Yeoh wins as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's like Nope got snubbed. A few other things I would have loved to see got snubbed. Horror movies did, like they always do.
Yeah.
But there's some great nominees this year, regardless. So I'm excited for the Oscars.
I will
It's gonna be
say
good.
I will say as well, Stephanie Sue,
Yeah,
she's supporting actress.
you reckon she's got
Yeah,
it?
absolutely. Guys, lock those in.
Okay.
I've been talking with the Academy, so we can't change it now.
Lock in the winners that we are telling you guys. Podzilla, the Godzilla podcast, which is probably as far removed from anything Oscar-centric as possible. Especially this episode.
Yeah. This isn't even a movie.
No.
Barely a TV show.
Oh, man. And we're recording this mere hours before New Zealand, where we are in New Zealand, is supposed to be hit by a huge tropical cyclone.
Yeah, like the worst in the past century.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. You might need Micah, do you have the Godzilla button cooler thingy to cool Godzilla to
Yeah,
come
I've
and
got
help
it
us?
at the ready. Don't worry.
Okay,
If
sweet.
we need him, Godzilla will come.
Man, it is getting very windy outside. So yeah, if you guys hear anything throughout the course of this episode, we're sorry.
We're kind of against the clock here.
Yeah.
By the end of this episode, I'm expecting doors to be ripped off their hinges.
Yeah. But you know, it's very atmospheric for the episode covering Godzilla, the animated series from 1978, 1979, about a crew aboard a ship, right? So we're just adding to that the wind blowing through your hair.
Salty sea.
Yeah. Water everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just adds to the feel.
Mm.
But yeah, Godzilla, the animated series, is what we are talking about today. Also known just simply as Godzilla.
Also part of the Godzilla Power Hour.
Yeah. Well, I think the Godzilla Power Hour was when this was shown 2 episodes back to back to make up an hour.
Plus an episode of another show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Some random show. I don't know the name.
Yeah, because this is a Hanna-Barbera production. Famous animation company. The people who made Scooby-Doo.
The Flintstones.
The Jetsons.
Yeah. Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
But let's keep naming Hanna-Barbera ones. You're next.
The Cowardly Dog. Is he a...
No. That's not. Sorry, dude.
I don't know.
I think we named all of them.
Yeah,
There's no more.
we've named every Hanna-Barbera cartoon. But yeah, it was shown on Cartoon Network back in the day. So I think a lot of people actually grew up watching this, and this potentially was even a lot of people's first introduction to Godzilla, which is interesting.
Yeah, because this came out 1978 was the first season.
Yeah.
They made 2 seasons, and I know after a while they just kept airing reruns, and that's how a lot of people started watching the show.
Yeah. And now they have officially released every single episode for free on Toho's official Godzilla YouTube. So that's how we watched this.
That's 10-ish hours of content.
Yeah. And we've just both been separately binging it over the last week. Like, everywhere I've been over the last week, whether I've been traveling, whether I've been at the gym, whether I've been like trying to go to bed, I've just had Godzilla the animated series playing.
Yeah.
Just to get through how much stuff there is.
I made the YouTube playlist a shortcut on my phone.
Did you really?
Press it and...
Before we get into things, did you have a bit of a synopsis for us, Micah?
Yeah, dude.
This is going to be very in-depth, I can feel it, with the amount of narrative this story holds.
The extreme amount of plot. Get your notepads ready. And just imagine the ship swaying beneath your feet.
Yeah.
The waves crashing.
Yeah.
Far off distant roars of some 30-foot tall creature.
Oh, 30 feet tall.
Captain Carl Majors, Dr. Quinn Darien, First Mate Brock Borden, and Pete are scientists aboard the research vessel the Calico. Also along for the adventures is Godzilla's nephew, Godzuki, who is Pete's best friend. Together, the 5 of them encounter environmental dangers, scientific anomalies, and even monsters, calling upon the mighty Godzilla using a special communicator known as the Godzilla signal, whenever they are in peril. Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky, Godzilla. 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 And Godzuki.
Oh.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
That song is etched into the wrinkles of my brain.
The amount of times that song plays and like the instrumental version of that song plays throughout the show is crazy. But actually, I started to like it. You know what I didn't like though is Godzilla, Godzilla, and then it changes into like some strange waltz as Godzuki appears.
Dancing. And Godzuki.
Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. Godzilla, 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 and Godzuki.
I knew next to nothing about this. I knew Godzuki was a character in this show. And starting off the first episode, I'm like, sweet, yeah, this looks cool. Godzilla, Godzilla. And then it switches to that ballroom dancing, and you're just like, oh no. You know where this is heading.
What are we in for 26 episodes? Yeah. Well, I mean, you went over it. It is about a crew aboard the research ship Calico. And every episode has them, I don't know, encountering a different monster or helping out with a different research project. And also on board is Godzuki, this big old, like 10-foot tall Godzilla, pretty much, with wings under his arms. And he's super like overweight.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah.
And we mentioned in that little recap there that Godzuki is Godzilla's nephew. Never explained in the show.
No.
So if you're familiar with the Toho franchise, you're watching this thinking, who the heck is Godzuki? Because we've had Manila, Godzilla's son, and now, I was going to say Godzilla Jr., but we haven't gotten up to him
We
yet.
will soon.
We will soon. But it's weird having this character who's a nephew to Godzilla, which insinuates Godzilla has siblings here.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. It is just a very strange, like, monster of the week kids cartoon.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Hanna-Barbera, we said they did Scooby-Doo. And this is very, very Scooby-Doo.
I didn't realize. My dad pointed it out. I've had these playing in the living room for like the past few days while I've been watching them. Godzuki is voiced by Scooby-Doo,
Is he really?
the voice actor of him.
Okay, that makes so much sense because I was watching the show and I'm literally like, okay, there's 4 humans and then they've got one big pet. In Scooby-Doo, they've got Scooby-Doo, and this they've got Godzuki. And just the some of the sequences in this Godzilla show where they're all just running, all 4 of them and Godzuki are running around the place, running through different doors, trying to trick monsters.
Yeah, you hear that like classic running sound.
Yeah.
And like the screeching as they slide to a halt.
The
You're like,
noises Godzuki's making. It's literally just like almost a 1-for-1 for what I've seen of the old school Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, so real quick, we have the voice cast. So Captain Carl Majors, Jeff David. Dr. Quinn Darien, played by Brenda Thompson. Brock Borden, played by Hilly Hicks. Pete, he is Quinn Darien's nephew,
Yeah.
played by Al Eisenman. Godzuki is played by Don Messick, so he played most of the anthropomorphic characters in the old Hanna-Barbera
Yes.
shows.
Yeah. And I think it was like Ted Cassidy who did Godzilla.
Is he a real famous voice actor as well?
I think he did a lot of just different monster sounds in cartoons back in the day. But right off the bat, it's interesting how disconnected this is from anything that Toho's done.
Yeah.
It has Godzilla, and that's the only monster or character we see that we're familiar with.
Technically.
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 Technically. I'm sure we'll get into it. But he is huge. He is green. He is completely good. He is at the beck and call of this crew to help them out with whatever they need. And he doesn't do his, like, famous Godzilla roar. He just has, like... Yeah, the screonk. He only has just random little humanoid grunts. That's it. That's literally it.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of legality stuff around it, right? This show.
Yeah.
They could use the Godzilla name and idea, but none of the like trademark Toho Godzilla things.
Yeah. Noises, creatures, even abilities. Because this Godzilla doesn't have atomic breath. He has fire breath and also laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
The Godzilla we all know and love.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just the whole, like, premise of Godzilla somehow being able to be called by humans whenever they want with a little button.
It reminded me of Pokemon.
What do you mean?
So in the show, wherever they are, if they're in danger, they press the button. 2 seconds later, Godzilla shoots out of the ocean to help them. It doesn't matter where they are. In episodes, they're in Egypt. They press the button and Godzilla comes out of like an oasis.
Yeah, the crew of the Calico are on the Nile. And they're like, we really need Godzilla. Let's hope he's somewhere nearby. And they press the button and he's just instantly, whoa, he's in the Nile. How does this make sense? Does Godzilla just constantly swim underneath the Calico?
Yeah, well, in the show, he's kind of pictured as Earth's protector in a weird way.
Yeah.
But he's really only following this group of 5 characters.
And it's so funny that this group of 5, like, scientists are just the ones saving the world every single day.
Do they even save the world, though?
They do.
I feel like they don't do much.
Godzilla does much, but they're constantly just coming face to face with, like, world-ending threats, crazy monsters, and they're the ones that kind of have to deal with it. Like, what is going on in the world of Godzilla, the animated series? Because this world that they live in is insane. It's so much more insane than the Toho Godzilla universe.
Which sounds insane in itself to say.
Yeah, because in this world, there's alternate dimensions, lost cities, time travel, aliens, robots, clones, cryptids, Nazis are still around.
Yeah. Yeah, every single one of those. They time travel multiple times.
Yeah, and there's multiple lost cities.
There's multiple aliens.
Yep. It's crazy. And I don't get, like, these episodes in this where for some reason the crew of the Calico are just collecting seaweed.
Yeah.
Like, their job is just like, oh yeah, let's just collect seaweed.
Do you remember that episode where there's a huge hurricane tornado in the ocean? They're like, okay, Carl Majors is at the helm. We better keep clear of the storm. And then Dr. Darian's like, oh, actually, I kind of need to collect some water from a storm for this research.
Yeah.
Can we just drive into that, please?
Like, what are they doing? Like, no scientists on Earth, I feel, are seaweed experts, seawater experts, but then also, like, experts in mechanical engineering and experts in
Archaeology,
like,
history, yada, yada, yada.
yeah, they do everything. They're just the experts. And, like, this 8-year-old kid called Pete. He's like he knows everything. He's along in as much danger as they are for some reason.
I just love the idea that there's the captain of the ship. For this huge research vessel, they have one scientist and her assistant.
Yeah.
And then her nephew that they just bring along.
Yeah.
And he's the one they probably put in danger the most out of anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they've got Godzilla at their beck and call, right? And sure, press the button when there's a giant monster that's going to kill you. Or press the button when there's a huge asteroid coming to Earth you need help with. But when you are stuck in a storm, or you're about to come across a reef, why are you calling Earth's protector to just pick you up and move you a few meters back?
Yeah. There are multiple situations where, I don't know, there's a wave. Like, call Godzilla. Beep. And he just picks them up and puts them down again. I do want to say as well, the button isn't the only way they call Godzilla. Godzuki can do his roar to call him as well.
Yeah.
Can you give me your best Godzuki call?
That's bad. That's nothing like it. Wait, let me redo it.
Do you know what it sounds like?
Wait, let me redo it. That's more like it, right?
Yeah, that's better. That's good.
Okay, good.
So, like, if Jaisha were Godzuki right then, Godzilla would come.
Instantly. Yeah, I mean, this show is 100% made for kids.
Yeah.
I probably would have loved it if I'd seen it growing up. This is my first time ever seeing anything at all from the animated series.
The show, yeah.
Same as you?
Yep. There's another animated series later down the track. I haven't heard or seen anything of that either.
I had a DVD of that one when I was younger that I watched. Yeah. So that's the animated series that comes after the 1998 Zilla
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was wild watching this because, yeah, this is absolutely the thing you'd watch while eating your cereal on a Saturday morning.
Absolutely.
It is not the thing that you make a night out of trying to binge through while sitting on the sofa.
Yeah, because there were definitely elements that I really enjoyed. There were episodes that I was like, that's quite a cool idea.
Yeah.
And that was quite a cool, like, fight that Godzilla had. But it is so repetitive, so, like, boringly repetitive and dull that you cannot... Well, I, personally, could not put more than, like, an hour focus into the show. Like, even not even an hour. Like, if I was a couple episodes deep, I was just like... I can't watch this. There's no plot. I have no connection to what's happening at all. The fights, while cool, are very repetitive. A lot of the like animation cells are just used again
so
and
many
again and again.
There's that one of Godzilla like walking from the side angle and he's
Can
got
we
like
talk?
huge thighs.
Can we talk
They reuse like once every episode.
about Godzilla's walk cycle? It is the worst thing I have ever seen in my life. And I don't mind the Godzilla design in this show. Like, he's huge.
No.
He's green. His face is pretty cool.
This makes sense what you'd want a Godzilla to look like for a Hanna-Barbera style.
Yeah.
Fine. Completely great.
Yeah, he's got like the cool dorsal plates.
Yeah.
All that remains. But then he is so bottom heavy. Like, his thighs are huge. His tail is huge. And his torso and his face are so small. And this walk cycle he has when he's just like moving his arms forward and back a little bit, and his huge thighs and legs are just moving. And he's got like this stupid little grin on his face. And when you see that every like 5 minutes for 10 hours, it's driving me insane.
Yeah, there's so many other reused ones, even just him specifically. There's the one of him like top down as he's coming out of the water.
Yeah.
Whenever they press the button.
Yeah.
When he goes back into the water and like starts to dive down into it is another one.
Yeah. You know that one you mentioned when he's rising out of the water?
Mm-hmm.
That one's strange as well because his head looks so much bigger than the rest of his body in that one. and he looks like some sort of like novelty like tiki mug.
I was gonna say he looks like a tiki statue.
Like, you know, the tiki statues or the like mugs or cups that like Mondo or like pop culture websites do of like pop culture figures.
That would fit for him.
Yeah, it's like that was it, rising
like
out of the water.
Easter Island head or something or other. And Godzuki has some as well. Like every 2 episodes, they manage to fit in a scene of him like punching the air and puffing out smoke, just because that's a few cells that they have.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I did appreciate some of the humor in this show, and it was few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was intentional humor. But
Wait, what did you find funny again?
I've got a few quotes written down.
Yeah.
Mostly from Captain Carl. All right.
He's the comedy person.
Yeah, to me personally.
Okay.
I mean, we'll get into Godzuki later, but I had a few chuckles at Carl. Mm-hmm. There's one episode when they're digging in Egypt.
Yeah.
And it's Carl, and I think it's like Pete, and also the doctor. Mm-hmm. Is it Dr. Quinn?
Yep. Dr. Darien.
Dr. Darien. And Carl just says, "Oh, carry on, you two, while I chart a course for some shade."
I remember that.
And Carl just like walks off and leaves the young child and the lady
to do
some hard labor while he goes and finds some shade.
Yeah.
There's another one here. Carl says, "A creature made of seaweed? That's impossible." And this is like episodes and episodes down when they've seen all manner of creatures made from all manner of substances.
Yeah.
Another classic Carl one here. "No, that's not just a hole. That's a pit." That was a favorite of mine.
Is that in the Earth Eater?
Probably, yeah.
I should have noted. I didn't note down any quotes, Jasha. I'm sorry.
I've got a good one here from Dr. Quinn. She says, "If you'll pardon me an unscientific wow." Wow.
I remember that one. Like, there's a few that stand out as like kind of smart writing.
Yeah.
But they're like 5 episodes apart from each other.
Yeah. Well, that is the 3 that I've written down. So in 26 episodes, there were 3 really memorable lines to me. But yeah, most of the comedy is supposed to come from Godzuki.
If we're talking about repetition, I'm gonna show you the flow of how each episode goes.
Yes.
The Calico, the group, are on water.
Yeah.
Cut to Godzuki tripping over himself, falling off the ship into the water. They come across insert location here, a storm, an island, a ship, something else. Mm-hmm. They're afraid. Call Godzilla. He comes. He fights the battle. Battle's done. He retreats back into the water. The second part of every episode is complete filler. Mm-hmm. You don't need it. Usually they try call Godzilla again. It doesn't work for whatever reason. In the third act, monster comes back. They call Godzilla. It works. He defeats them. Calico group chairs.
Yeah.
Goes back into the water. Godzuki falls off the ship again.
Yeah. That is literally
That's
every
26 episodes.
And it's crazy that literally every episode, the Calico crew get kidnapped, or some of them get held prisoner, or they just find themselves incapable of doing anything without Godzilla's help. Mm-hmm. So you are right. Like, these are scientific adventurers, but by themselves, they'd be dead ages ago.
Yeah. The final gag of every episode, without fail, Godzuki doing something not funny.
Yeah,
except for the one.
Oh.
It was the Micro Godzilla episode.
Yeah.
Right at the end, Brock and Pete hear buzzing from behind a door.
I have this written down too.
Yeah. In the episode, there's a giant fly, and they're like, "Oh no, the fly's returned, and it's even bigger." They open the door, and it's Carl using his electric shaver.
Yeah.
That was actually good.
The one that's not a Godzuki gag.
Yeah.
Was good.
That got me.
Yeah. I think we need to talk about Godzuki. We need to talk about the elephant in the room, right? Because he is front and center of this show. I'd even say that he is in it more than Godzilla.
It's weird because the show's set up to be about Godzilla.
Yeah.
But I think that the intro song shows it best when, like, it's about Godzilla, but then jarringly inserted into the show is Godzuki.
Yeah.
And kind of takes up most of the time. He steals the show, which I don't know if I'm completely happy about.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I was very interested to see what Godzuki would be like coming off the Toho series, coming off Manila.
Which a lot of people absolutely hated.
Yeah, a lot of people despise Manila.
But you love.
I love. And I thought that I might like Godzuki for some of the same reasons, right? This guy is such a wacky, but yet lovable dude who is just...
Is this Manila or Godzuki?
This is Godzuki,
Yeah.
who is trying to do his best but stuffing up. And I was on board with it for a little while, but I just got so sick of it. And he looks so ugly. And not even in a cute way like I feel like Manila looks. Godzuki is just... I can't stand him. And I don't know why. I don't really completely know why.
No?
It might just be the repetition and how much I've seen of him.
I think it is.
And how much he's in the show. Like, even with Manila. What, you have him in 3 movies for the whole of the Showa era?
And one of those is centric to him. And he's... In the other 2, he's like a background character almost.
Yeah, and how long are like Toho Godzilla movies? An hour and a half?
Yeah.
That's pretty much like 3 episodes of the show. And if we had 3 episodes of the show that was like Godzuki centric, cool. But it's every single episode, at least a third of the show is Godzuki centric. So it's...
I'd say more of... Like, if you tallied up the screen time, Godzuki would have more than Godzilla.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
It's weird, because this is, I want to say, 10 years after Scooby-Doo has started airing.
Mm-hmm.
And Scooby-Doo makes sense for a show. You have this group of characters. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
Like, you have the smart but naive... I don't want to go down listing all the Scooby-Doo characters. They have their own personalities. Specifically, you have Shaggy, who's like the doofus...
Stoner dude.
Yeah. Funny guy. Scooby-Doo fits in so well with the game because he's an animal and he's comedic relief, but he's not really any less comedic relief than the other characters, right?
Yeah, everyone's like a stereotype in Scooby-Doo.
It's a fun show. It's a comedy show.
Yeah.
You go into Godzilla. Godzuki is the only comedic character in this show. Otherwise, the show would actually be like a proper action series.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put him in.
I think it was for exactly that point. Like, the show is just quite by the books and boring without the Godzuki element. I'd probably say Godzuki would be the thing that kids would like most about the show.
Yeah, no,
Like, that's
you're
probably
right.
that's
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
true, right? That's the goofy, funny thing that kids would love and laugh at and would keep them invested.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of Scooby-Doo. I've seen a lot of like Star Trek the Animated Series. I've seen a lot of the old school He-Man.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a lot of shows of this era.
Like, we're not familiar to this older style of animation where you have less assets to work with, the script isn't super in-depth. Most of these shows are pretty by the book in terms of, like, repetitiveness.
100%. Yeah, a lot of them are by the books, but this even felt even more so for some reason. It just felt so much more dull and unengaging.
Mm.
And I don't know if it is just because all the characters are so bland.
There is no character development.
No.
And even with our 4 human cast, they don't even really have their own personalities.
No. None of them do.
Can you explain to me what the characteristics of Quindarian are, the Doctor?
Quinn, the Doctor, she is interested in science.
Yeah.
She is smart.
Mhm.
And she is smart?
You just described Brock to me. You just described the captain to me.
I feel like, yeah, the only person with any character is probably Pete, the little kid.
What's his character? He calls out for Godzuki every second.
And it probably is just that he has more of a connection to Godzuki.
Can you give me your best Pete impression?
Godzuki, you're putting me on.
Come on, Zuki!
Yeah, that's a good one. Zuki!
Zuki! Zuki haunts my nightmares.
I will say, though, like, as the show went on, season 1, a lot of the animation's pretty rough. Season 2, I felt like it got a little better. Even, like, Godzuki's facials. He had a lot more expressions, and it wasn't just recycled frames and things like that. I did feel like it got better. Something that stuck out to me that I really loved about this show, though, was how cool the, like, backgrounds looked, the backdrops. The colors of the sunsets and the desert locales, the jungle landscapes. There's an episode called The Valley of the Giants where everything is huge. Everything's way bigger than usual. There's giant flowers and giant blades of grass and giant insects. And just the backdrops throughout each of those episodes, they looked cool.
Yeah, the background artists are, I feel like they do such a good job in carrying the tone and feel of this show. And they're probably the most consistent thing across the whole 26 episodes.
Yeah,
Because they do fantastic work.
Yeah, there are even some like frames or sequences in this I was taking screenshots of on my phone. There's one, I think I posted it in our Discord, but there's like a bird, almost King Ghidorah looking creature.
That's a 3. That's 3 now.
King Ghidorah looking creature, right? And he's up in the air, and the backdrop is just this dark sky with lightning and clouds. And it looked cool. Like, there are things in this show that look really sick.
Yeah.
But majority of the animation is pretty boring.
I think it's not helped by the fact that this is a show about a sailing vessel. So at least 50% of it is just set on the open sea, which doesn't give background artists much to work with.
Yeah.
So you see Godzilla come up, and 75% of the time he's just walking in water.
Yeah. No, you are right.
How can Godzilla be walking on the water all the time, by the way?
Yeah, I don't understand this either, because he's in the middle of the ocean and he's walking up to his hips.
You press the button to call Godzilla, he rises out of the water.
And he walks.
And he walks.
But we've also seen episodes where he swims down to get to the bottom of the ocean.
And then he surfaces and he's walking on water.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a 70s cartoon. We're not the target demographic for this. I feel like we probably would like this a whole lot more if we watched it while we were growing up and had that kind of nostalgic connection to it.
Yeah.
Because it is pretty cool. And we probably have that same connection to, like, The Adventures of Tintin, which was an animated series we watched growing up.
This felt similar in style and theming to... Do you remember The Secret Saturdays?
Yeah, which was like a newer Cartoon Network show.
That was a newer Cartoon Network show about a family with 2 pet cryptids.
Yes.
Who searched the world for monsters.
Yeah.
And it felt like this show.
Yeah, it did.
Executed much, much better.
And also done like 30 years later.
That probably would have helped as well.
You're right. It definitely felt like Secret Saturdays. Should we... I don't know. There's so much content that me and you have just watched over the last week. I don't know really how to cover it. Should we just... Do you have like a favorite episode from the 26 episodes? Or a favorite few episodes?
This was hard, dude.
Yeah?
No, episodes... I think it's not hard to find a few episodes you like, just because there is a good variety in themes between them. Like, you have some ones where you come across monsters, interesting locales, interesting cities, time travel. Like, there's an idea in here for everyone.
Yeah.
I have 3 ones up but down. The Beast of Storm Island.
Yes.
You know this one. Is this on your list?
No, this isn't on my list.
So this is one where the crew come onto an island protected by this almost deity-like creature. And he felt a lot like King Caesar in that respect.
Is this Axor?
This is Axor, yeah.
And he's this giant, like, black, almost lizard, kangaroo hybrid.
With like a wind sack on his head.
Giant wind sack. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. This episode is great for other reasons I'll get into a bit later. But you have a real cool premise here where half of the group gets captured. Forget about them. They're under the mind control of Axor.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty cool thing in itself. But so it's kind of a Pete and Godzuki-centric episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Godzilla is out of the picture in this one because Carl Majors with the button is mind controlled. And Godzuki and Pete have laryngitis.
Have head colds, yeah.
From going through a storm. So, funnily enough, Godzilla's out of the picture.
Yeah.
And it's just about these two trying to fight this huge creature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really cool plot where Axor is like this deity creature trying to guard this temple that's got vents in it which are releasing this super powerful gas that when you breathe it in, it heals you and makes you more powerful.
Yeah, he's pretty much like hypnotized a whole lot of people and made them into the cult of Axor.
Yeah. But I like this one because this one was like halfway through season 2. So after 25 episodes or something, Godzuki and Pete breathe in this gas. And after seeing Godzuki breathe smoke rings for the whole show, he finally breathes fire.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
And then you see Pete breathe it in, and he's like jumping up and punching this huge creature as well.
My boy Pete.
It turned the format of the episode on its head a bit.
There was, at the end of that episode, Godzilla does end up coming onto the island.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I just couldn't get my head around, right? He has this battle against Axor. And Axor is trying to use his wind sac and his eyes to like control him or hypnotize him or do whatever he does.
Mm.
And the way that Godzilla defeats Axor is that he uses his flame breath to turn a mountainside into a mirror.
As you do.
And then he gets Axor to look into the mirror and hypnotize himself.
And he just disappears.
Like, how does fire turn stone into a mirror?
I could understand, like, glass?
Yeah.
A mirror is different. But also
a
the thing-
sandbank? Like, even that I could understand,
Yeah.
right?
But actually, he's got his mind-controlling abilities. And when he does it on himself, he just disappears.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll quickly go over the other 2 episodes I liked. You have Ghost Ship.
Yes.
This was one where the crew comes across a old World War I German submarine with a torpedo on stuck in an iceberg. Get Godzilla to blast him out. And they find that the German crew inside the submarine is still alive.
Yeah.
And as you would kind of think, the German submarine and the people start attacking them. But this episode again turns it on its head, because that's kind of where you'd expect it to go. But early on, they actually start teaming up with the German
Yeah.
soldiers and like, hey, we're in the modern century. This is how we prove it. We're not your prisoners anymore. The world's a different place. And they're like, oh, cool, sorry.
Yeah.
Can you get us back home now?
Yeah, that's right.
That's just fun. And the other episode I liked is Micro Godzilla,
Yes.
which I want to get you to talk about because I know it's on your list as well.
Yeah, it is on my list. Let's just talk about it now. It wasn't my favorite, but it was an honorable mention. Micro Godzilla is where Godzilla, they go through like this random
Pink mist.
the crew of the Calico, and Godzilla goes through it too, and Godzilla just starts shrinking dramatically in size, and he just gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and we see Godzilla like battle against rats and flies and spiders and at one point like microorganisms.
It turns into like an Ant-Man scenario where he's going
He's
like
going
subatomic.
He's going to the quantum realm.
And the kaiju for this episode, Godzilla was huge, and going through the pink mist, he shrinks. A fly went through, and this fly turns huge.
Yeah.
So it's just Godzilla versus a fly.
Yeah. But I feel like it again was a standout episode because it isn't them encountering like a island or a different ship or some big problem. There didn't really seem to be a huge problem for the crew. It was a problem for Godzilla, and he was actually the centerpiece. And the main focus of the episode was on Godzilla, which was cool for a change.
Yeah. It's weird how the episodes of the show that I really liked are the ones where it departs from what the show's almost supposed to be.
Yeah, what the show does most of the time.
Yeah.
Another couple honorable mentions. I liked Valley of the Giants, which I talked about before. And it's about the crew and Godzilla encountering this like jungle where everything's huge. All the fauna and flora are all huge. All the insects are huge. And I love this episode because every single person gets in trouble in a different way. You have a couple of them stuck in a beehive getting attacked by bees. You have one of them getting stuck in a Venus flytrap. You have a Godzilla getting webbed up by a spider. Like every single person has to deal with their own kind of peril in the episode, and they're not leaning on each other for help. So I don't know, that was cool. Godzilla going up against a spider was cool. It wasn't Kumanga.
How did he defeat the spider, Jasha?
Well, he moves one of the spider's legs in front of its mouth, so the spider bites itself and poisons itself to death. And I feel like spiders can't really do that in real life because they'll be immune to their own venom.
Do you know that for sure?
No.
Then it's believable.
Okay. Well,
The kids would believe it. That's what matters.
do you know for sure if it would work? I don't think it would. Another one I liked was Attack of the Stone Creature. And this was, I think we mentioned that there was one set in Egypt early on. And this is where an archaeologist unearths this huge mythical tomb. And there are two like sphinxes that have ice powers that guard it.
Yeah, they're like stone lions.
Yeah.
This was cool because in the episodes before, it's Godzilla versus one huge monster. These guys are a lot smaller.
Yeah, it was two of them versus Godzilla, and it just had this real, like, the Mummy, Indiana Jones type feel to it a little bit, which was different to the ones before it. But my favorite episode from the whole show, and this is one I really, really enjoyed, was called Island of Lost Ships. And this...
I'm trying to remember this one.
In this one, the Calico crew encounter an island, and it's straight out of, like, Greek mythology. There are sirens that call them to the island. Three sirens. There is a minotaur that chases them through this huge labyrinth. There's, like, a chimera that's locked up, and Godzilla battles this huge chimera in the end.
Mm-hmm.
All the sirens, like, morph into one giant siren and fight Godzilla.
Like Voltron, Siren Voltron.
Yeah, and this was, again, the episode where Pete and Godzuki are running through this labyrinth, and how they defeat the minotaur in the labyrinth is that they just run through different doors and appear out of other different doors and into different hallways. And it was a Scooby-Doo gag.
It sounds like Scooby-Doo.
It was Scooby-Doo 100%. And they do that so much that the Minotaur, like, goes through the wrong door and hits himself on the head against a wall. But
good on Pete. That's smart.
Yeah, but I thought it was, like, quite a fun episode that was just it felt like an adventure, you know?
It felt like an old Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
Yeah, 100% an old Star Trek episode.
I have to admit as well.
Yeah.
You enjoyed this show because you had other things you were doing while watching it.
Yeah, while I was watching the show, I was painting, like, D&D minis. I've got, like, a giant demon dude I was painting in front of us right now. But yeah, I was either working out or painting minis, or there was one point where I was doing a little bit of work while I had it playing on a different monitor.
I don't have a lot of hobbies or work that I can do while watching things.
Yeah.
So for the entirety of this, other than going to the gym for like 1 or 2 episodes, was just me sitting down on the couch watching this show. I fell asleep so many times, Jasha. So many times.
But Micah, me and you have done like 24-hour movie marathons before, and you haven't really fallen asleep. So why? What's the difference?
No. There was a time when we had a package at our house that Jasha had to come and pick up, and you came, and I'm pretty sure I was asleep watching this show.
Yeah, I walked into the room, and you'd just woken up with this show playing on the TV in front of you.
I fell asleep in that episode with the sirens.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if it would be a lot better going back and having a clear mind.
It was a good episode. The whole island was going to go away forever when the sun set, and they were against the clock, having to defeat the Minotaur and the sirens and the Chimera.
How did Godzilla defeat the triple siren in the end?
I can't really remember because I've watched so much of it, to be honest. But I do remember that Godzuki was able to hypnotize with his voice.
Wait, what?
In this episode?
Yeah, I was tired for this bit. What was this?
Yeah, I think because the sirens like use their voice to draw you in. There's like in the episode Godzuki also tries doing a similar thing and ends up doing it, and I think
the sirens?
I think either the sirens or the Chimera, but they end up defeating them somehow by that. Yeah, but those are episodes that stuck out to me. And there's like I think not specifically, but the last episode of the series, the very last one. There's a whole lot of ice people from
the
space.
Ice aliens.
And they're calling a huge meteor to hit the Earth. And it felt the highest stakes the show ever got, with this huge meteor literally just about to hit the Earth before Godzilla helped save the day and reflect it back into space.
This was just Gorath, right?
Yeah, it's literally the Toho Gorath movie.
Wait, because what happens in this episode? I know a lot of the monuments, like the Eiffel Tower, gets stripped from the Earth.
Yeah, the whole Earth is getting torn apart because there's this huge meteor that's just ripping everything into space.
How does Godzilla stop it?
He turns the Ice People's UFO upside down, and instead of pulling the meteor to Earth, it pushes it away from Earth.
That's how science works.
Yeah.
The science in this show is so funny. I think there's an episode. I think it was that episode where they have like these ice ray guns, and then Carl Majors is like, "If I can reverse the polarity, I'll turn it into a heat gun."
How does that work?
Science, Jason.
But the ice aliens, I doubt whoever invented the ice ray gun. They would have been made of ice. The person who invented it first off. Why would they ever make it a setting that you can reverse it to make it a heat ray?
I think they do this. They reverse the polarity of technology or science stuff at least 5 times.
It's
in
like
the show.
if I invented a revolver, but there was a way that you could like retract the barrel of the gun to face the other direction.
Wait.
Right? That's
I feel like it's a bad example, but sure, let's go with it.
Well, the ice people are made of
Retract the
ice. Like if the gun can turn to heat itself at any point, they're gonna die.
It's like if I had a water gun and I could reverse the polarity and turn it into a flamethrower.
Okay, yeah, that's better. Yeah, that's way better.
Which I have done before, let it be known.
True.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. We'll go over our favorite monsters as well soon, but let's talk a bit more about Godzilla real briefly. We said Ted Cassidy voiced him, but he didn't actually do the Godzilla roars and voices specifically for this show. Apparently, he just did a whole lot of generic monster noises for Hanna-Barbera, and they ended up using majority of them for this show.
No way.
But there's other voices of his that just appear in other cartoons and shows around the same time.
So you're telling me they just brought him into the studio and said, hey, for like an hour, can you just make some noises?
Apparently, yeah.
And they just picked up a few of those. That's interesting. Because I looked up Ted Cassidy on Wikipedia. He does voice a lot of these weird creatures. Like he voiced the Gorn in Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, the Gorn?
Wait, is this the animated series? Is the Cage an animation episode?
I don't actually...
No, he voices the actual Gorn.
Does he really?
Yeah.
But again, that might just be generic noises that they had recorded, like stock Ted Cassidy sounds.
They probably just had stock Ted Cassidy.
Crazy.
Yeah, he voices just a bunch of random ones. Some Tarzan characters.
Yeah.
Lurch. You know Lurch from Batman, right?
Yeah, big Lurch fan. Favorite DC villain.
No, Lurch from Batman, Lurch from Scooby-Doo, Lurch from the Addams Family? Who's Lurch? He's a butler in the Addams Family that he plays across multiple shows.
Oh. Yeah, I have a feeling that a whole lot of the Hanna-Barbera properties cross over with DC as well, because I've got here for Godzilla, other Godzilla, the Hanna-Barbera version appearances, right? So this green...
Oh, does he show up in...
This green Hanna-Barbera Godzilla appears in a few other places, one of which is DC Comics Scooby-Doo Team-Up number 43, which was released in 2013.
And this is a comic.
This is a comic.
With this Godzilla in.
Yeah. And the comic mentions that the Hanna-Barbera superhero called Frankenstein Jr. defeated Godzilla, the Earth Eater, the Cyclops creature, and the Time Dragon, who are all from this Godzilla animated show in different episodes.
Oh, I thought you were naming different titles for Godzilla.
No.
You know, Godzilla, the Time Dragon.
No, the Time Dragon was one of the monsters in this.
The Power Dragon?
No, this is a different
time?
dragon.
Oh my
This when they went back in time to the prehistoric era and versus like
Yeah,
a T-Rex
yeah,
guy. But they all make a cameo in one of the panels of this comic book.
That's fun.
And then Godzilla and his daughter Baby Godzilla briefly appear at the end of the 1988 Hanna-Barbera film Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School.
I've heard about this.
But Godzilla isn't green and he's grey, but it is apparently this Hanna-Barbera Godzilla.
You see one frame of his leg and like a mini Godzuki with a bow and a skirt.
That's his daughter, Baby Godzilla.
No, she has a different name.
Does she?
Yeah.
Wow. I think we're going to need to watch Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School to find out.
There's a Scooby-Doo fandom page about Godzilla's daughter who went to Miss Grimwood's finishing school for ghouls.
Yeah?
Don't know why she's there.
What's her name?
Although her name isn't given in the movie, fans have dubbed her Godzina.
Wait. There's Godzilla.
Godzina.
So there's Godzilla, his daughter Godzina, and his nephew Godzuki in this Hanna-Barbera world.
I love how not only does that imply that Godzilla has siblings, but Godzilla has like a
partner
as well.
Yeah. And then the other, Godzuki is in the show as well, and he is based off Manila. That is why he can emit smoke rings from his mouth, just like Manila does. And they tried to model a whole lot of his actions and tendencies off Manila. However, I feel like they just went so far into the goofy direction. Who do you prefer, Godzuki or Manila?
Manila.
Yeah?
100%.
Or Godzina?
She might be edging the other two out just a bit.
Yeah. And yeah, although it's never outright stated on the show, supplementary materials have revealed that prior to this show, the Calico crew saved Godzilla's nephew Godzuki, and that's why Godzilla helps them out now.
Okay.
So that's some backstory to the show.
Okay.
I feel like that should have been the first episode of the show, right? Godzuki being saved, Godzilla becoming friends with them.
That never gets revealed. Also, real interesting thing. So the last episode we watched isn't currently on the Toho YouTube channel.
I think it's going to be released over the next few weeks.
Yeah, we watched it on Daily Motion, and that had a little bit of like the post spiel before the adverts from Cartoon Network, and it always referred to Godzilla as the Thunder Lizard.
Yeah.
Is that like an official title for him?
Not that I know of, because I know that King Ghidorah has been referred to as the Thunder Dragon.
Yeah.
But I've never heard of Godzilla being the Thunder Lizard. And where in this does he use thunder abilities?
Yeah, never.
He uses fire and laser eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was funny. It was cool to hear those old Cartoon Network adverts.
Pretty sure it was talking about Godzilla eating Smurfs or something.
Yeah,
the
Smurf shows up next. Godzilla's going to eat them. Did you have a favorite like monster from this that Godzilla goes up against?
Yeah, I'll leave him for last. So honorable mentions: Earth Eater. In the second episode, Earth Eater's just this giant turtle,
almost mechanical turtle.
Yeah, he's under the city eating the ground and buildings. Godzilla defeats him by leading him into the water, where he melts into mud. The Breeder Beast.
That is my favorite one.
Well, I'll leave him for you to talk about then, being the Breeder Beast fan that you are.
Oh, okay, thanks.
I like the Magnetic Monster. He was also this like snapping turtle in the Arctic who got more stronger the closer to the north-south pole that he got to.
He looked like Camobius from Space Amoeba.
Camoebus, yeah.
Camoebus.
It's like amoeba, Camoeba.
Yeah, that makes so much. Yeah, I mean, I think I gotta retire from saying Godzilla monsters' names.
My favorite is Axor from my favorite episode, The Beast of Storm Island.
Yes,
I do really like him. I think compared to all the other monsters, he is the only original monster who feels like he could be in any other Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
Really cool power set, and as well as that, he almost reminds me of Zilla. How, like, this is me not knowing anything about Zilla.
Yeah.
He is an extremely mobile creature, which is just a pleasure to watch, animated really well, like sprinting around the place. He's got these huge fangs. Big shout out to as well, there's this YouTube Godzilla fan animation called Godzilla vs. Axor that I watched like 6 months ago. Really cool fight between these two. And I came into this episode and I'm like, hold up, do I know this dude? Yeah, so go watch Godzilla vs. Axor, the kaiju fan fight animation by Vrano on YouTube.
Vrano.
Fantastic. It's like the dream of mine to see Axor brought into a more modern period.
Something good.
Something great with Axor. Yeah. No, tell me about the Breeder Beast.
Well, first off, my honorable mentions, Axor was there. I loved him. I loved how he literally had kangaroo legs and then this big, like, turban-looking wind sack on his head.
Yeah.
It's so awkward, but it did work. Like, it literally was...
It works.
You're completely right. It felt like it was meant to be in a Showa era, like, Godzilla film.
Compared to most of the other monsters in the show, which are just, like, a huge turtle or a giant dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's fun to see some really creative decisions for this dude.
Yeah. And I also like the Golden Guardians, which were two, like, giant gold temple guardians with 4 arms that they come across in one of the season 2 episodes. They have the ability to look at things and turn them to gold, and they turn Godzilla to gold at one point.
I thought Pete turned him into gold through the Dream Crystal.
Okay, that might be true.
I don't know. I was literally tired as at this point.
Let's not get further into that. That's the Dream Crystal, yeah. But I loved, the Breeder Beast was probably my favorite. And this is just a huge, like, slimy, translucent grub thing And I think it was created when an oil spill mutated like a really small single-celled organism. So it's just this giant, translucent, like, grub fighting Godzilla.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I think the premise for this one was cool because wasn't it something like it was filled with so much gas that if Godzilla tried to use his laser eyes on it, it would explode?
Yeah, and then warning Godzilla to, like, not go too hard against this dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just thought it was cool, like, visually, to see Godzilla go up against a monster like that.
Yeah.
And it was just very different to anything we have seen with Godzilla before.
Yeah.
Just big translucent bug.
An amoeba.
An amoeba.
It's not a space amoeba.
No.
It's a tier amoeba?
A breeder amoeba.
A breeder beast.
Breeder beast. There are another few monsters I just wanted to quickly mention. There's a monster called Giant Octopus.
This was... What episode was this in? This is in the ghost ship episode.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough to have a German submarine and a torpedo. You have to have a monster.
Yeah. So it was a giant octopus. And that is exactly the same name as the Toho giant octopus that we see in King Kong vs. Godzilla and War of the Gargantuas. However, that one has been nicknamed Odako as well. But this is like, hey, it's literally giant octopus, but not really. Yeah, there was the giant blue turtle, kind of like Camebus from Space Amoeba.
Did you catch in that same episode the walrus?
Yeah, the walrus, the blue walrus that pops its head out, and I was like, that's Meguma.
I came up and I'm like, wait. I was half asleep at that point, and I shot up out of my chair.
That episode just had so many Toho monster cameos in it. And then, yeah, we mentioned it before, but there was a giant dragon called the Power Dragon that almost looks like a King Ghidorah, Rodan kind of mix.
I feel like this is an episode where the creators tried to bring in King Ghidorah as much as possible without breaching that, copyright barrier.
Because it looked exactly like him, however, it didn't have two tails, it only had one head. But it sounded like him too, it made the same kind of like otherworldly zapping, screeching sound.
And it had the exact same powers.
Yeah, lightning abilities.
Yeah.
So the Power Dragon was cool. And then, lastly, there's an episode where they come across this whole, like, tribe of Yeti people, abominable snowmen.
Yes.
That are smart.
Yes.
But one of the scientists, when they're traveling to that place, are like, wow, this seems like your version of the snowman. When he's talking about the Yetis, like they're your version, Americans, of the snowman. And we all know that the snowman...
I noted it here down, the exact quote.
Yeah, please.
He just randomly mentions, your local version of the snowman won't scare me.
Yeah, right? So, of course, this solidifies that the snowman from Half Human is common knowledge in the Hanna-Barbera world.
Everybody knows about it.
Everyone knows about the Japanese Alps snowman, and it was name-dropped by this dude when he's talking about Yetis. Like, the snowman is above Yetis in this world, more commonly known. So that was cool to have confirmation that this exists in the same world as Half Human.
It's good to see that. He deserves it, really.
Yeah, he does.
Who was your favorite human character, actually, out of the bunch?
Probably Pete.
He was
the only guy with some character, I guess.
Fun little guy.
Yeah.
I do like the captain. He's just like a fun leader stereotype.
Carl.
But I do like Brock as well.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that every episode where he pilots the minicopter, he gets it destroyed somehow.
You're right.
Without fail, every single time.
The rest of the crews call out, Brock, don't take the minicopter! And he's just like, taking it. He's going up in the middle of a storm.
Yeah.
They need to call Godzilla to help catch a helicopter.
Yeah, they need to call Godzilla to help catch him. I think the fly destroys the tail fan spinner thingy. I don't know. I feel like watching this series has drained me, dude.
Yeah. Only other thing I have is that the music was alright.
The one theme repeated 50 times.
Yeah. I was very sick of it to begin with, but then I started jamming with it, you know?
Yeah.
And there was a few fun little remixes of the theme. Fun few, like, remixes or reprises. Of Godzuki's theme a few times, which I appreciated.
I do think fondly of this theme now.
The Godzuki waltz. I do have some trivia for the Godzilla animated series.
Please.
So this show's basic premise, which is a team of scientists traveling the globe and fighting giant monsters while being able to summon Godzilla as their ally, is directly copied in the other Godzilla animated show, Godzilla the series. It's the same thing.
No.
So it's a team of scientists traveling around the place being able to call Zilla to help them out. So we're going to see kind of a similar thing to this and have to binge through a similar show a little bit later down the track.
I will say the intro sequence for this show popped up and I watched it. I thought he was just like a total terror beast. That's a proper thing, isn't it? A terror beast?
The terror beasts from Zone Fighter?
Oh gosh, why is that in my basic vocabulary now? No, I feel like he's a destructive monster in that one.
Zilla?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Isn't he a destructive monster in the Zilla film?
Yeah, but that Zilla in the Zilla animated show is the son of Zilla from the Godzilla film.
Is that animated show canon?
Yes, to the Zilla movie. And to Godzilla Final Wars? We'll get into it.
Oh man.
We will get
Wait,
there.
Zilla's in Final Wars?
We will get
This is
there.
news to me.
We will get there. Yeah, the only other thing, and I already mentioned it before, was that Toho now owns the entirety of this show, and it's why it's on their YouTube channel, because all of Hanna-Barbera's properties were acquired by Warner Brothers back in the day, and Godzilla and all the other characters then fell back to Toho when they sold all their properties to Warner Brothers.
That's interesting because I was looking up earlier today. I know we're both getting into like Godzilla figures and trying to go into that world a
it's
little bit
problem.
more now.
Yeah.
I've started my new job and I've gotten my like first proper paychecks.
Oh,
Godzilla figures, they're a dangerous valley.
You've blown it on a $300 Hedorah statue yet, or?
Not yet. Maybe we'll see. But in 2021, they announced their new release of figures called the Godzilla Museum Collection.
Yeah.
This is a collection of Godzilla designs which aren't really used in other forms of media that much, that aren't produced much. So they have one of the 54 Godzilla, just because that's a fun design. They have a design from somebody called Attack Peter, who does these really cool black and white acrylic,
Yeah, I've seen this.
really original designs.
Really stylized.
Real stylized, and that looks real cool. The other one they did in this first series of Godzilla Museum collections was this 1970s animated series Godzilla. And now that they own the rights, they made a statement of saying there is one Godzilla design that has never been officially released ever until now.
Wow.
And it's actually a pretty cool looking figure.
Yeah, does it have the huge thighs?
It's got huge thighs.
Oh, it does. They should have made him in the exact pose of that walk cycle.
Oh gosh. He's like a lime green, which I don't know if that matches up with the show that much, but he looks great otherwise.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
To get it to NZ, we need to pay at least $350.
Wow.
So,
Love being an NZ.
Hedorah or animated Godzilla figure?
Tough choice. And actually, I didn't even have it down here, but I just remembered that there was a short Godzilla animated series special that was released in 1999 on Cartoon Network.
That's like 20 years after.
Yeah, and it was a short like bumper ad for Cartoon Network where it says Godzilla versus the Y2K bug, and it starts like an episode of this would start, and the Calico crew are attacked by this mechanical bug who says, "I'm the Y2K bug, I'm the Millennium bug," and they're like, "Whoa, all our electricity, everything with electricals in it aren't working anymore."
And they're all in like obviously different voices for the characters.
Yeah.
The voice for Pete sucks.
Yeah.
But
they're like, "Oh, the only person who can save us is Godzilla," and they press the Godzilla button, and because it's got like a microchip in it, the Y2K bug has rendered it useless.
like, Carl, did you forget to change the microchip?
And then the special ends. And I think that is the best joke in this show in its entirety. It's better than any joke in the actual original series.
20 years later.
Yeah. They can't call Godzilla because they're attacked by
The Y2K.
by Y2K.
It's not even just Y2K, it's a Y2K bug.
Yeah. Let's get into ratings, though. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's take the Calico home for the night before the storm gets any worse.
Yeah.
What did you think of Godzilla, and what would you rate it?
This is super repetitive. I would probably rather watch any other Hanna-Barbera show than this.
Wow.
I feel like we've said all I need to say. Don't sit down and binge all of this.
No.
However, just for the sake of, like, if you're a Godzilla fan, I think it could be fun to, like, watch one of these every day or every couple days till you make it through. Maybe emulate how you might have watched it as a kid. Get your cereal out and watch it while you're having some breakfast with your Fruit Loops.
Pull a high chair out. Jump into your high chair. Put a bib on.
This is what Jay should do every Saturday morning. I feel like this could have been an okay show, but none of the characters are fleshed out at all. Godzuki is super out of place, and the Cartoon Networks need to have Godzilla in every single episode fighting off the force at the end. It just makes it super repetitive in a way that it doesn't need to be. Jaysha, in the episode The Calico Clones, that kicks off season 2.
Yeah.
They make a clone of each of the 5 crew members.
4 crew members.
5
Do
crew
they clone
members.
Godzuki?
They clone Godzuki.
That's right, yeah.
They make a point to say that they transfer all of their personalities into all of these clones.
Yeah.
And their personalities didn't even come across. It was such a letdown in that episode. And I'm saying that this show was actually a big letdown. I'm going to rate it 1 Calico clone out of 5.
1 out of 5 of the Calico clones for Godzilla, the original animated series. Which Calico clone?
Dr. Darien.
Dr. Darien.
Yeah.
Dr. Quindarian.
What about you, dude?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have binged this show, because I feel like I would have liked it a lot more than I did if I'd been watching it spaced out. And I would recommend, what Micah said, checking this out. It's on YouTube. Each episode's split into 3 parts. They're only like 5-6 minutes long each.
At the very least, watch the episodes that we said were our favorites.
Yeah, watch a couple of our favorite episodes, because there is some enjoyable aspects to the show. Some of the monsters are cool. The fights with Godzilla are pretty cool. And just some of the creative ideas for monsters and villains and scenarios I got a kick out of. But it's very, very repetitive. A lot of the scenes are like directly repeated from other episodes. There isn't much there at all if you are looking for story or character. There's nothing.
If you're a fan of, like, the original Godzilla, the fact that this is a whole new iteration that, like, doesn't have the same powers, doesn't even have the same voice. It's like a very distant connection.
Yeah, and I appreciate that if you've watched this when you were younger, it'll probably be nostalgic for you. And I feel like I probably would have had that same connection if I'd watched it when I was a kid. But I did really, really try to love this, and I struggled. So I'm probably going to give it 2 out of 5 Calico clones, Godzuki and Pete.
What counts as a 1 in your book, dude?
What do you mean? Do you really think this was terrible?
I don't know.
I think like this was definitely a mixed bag. I think the second season went up in quality from the first.
I did too, yeah.
A whole lot of the just scenarios and ideas of them coming across like civilized Yeti folk, and them coming across icemen from space, and them coming across a cyborg whale that they have to like help fix up.
The city of Atlantis.
The city of Atlantis, alternate dimension, living in the clouds.
No, like the fact if 2.5 is like the middle line, you're saying it's just below that.
Yeah, I had a fun time with it, but definitely space it out more than we did. It isn't as bad as some of the like other American Godzilla movies we've watched. I think those, like the Varan the Unbelievable and Gigantus the Fire Monster. Like, this is the best American thing we've had yet.
Which is saying something about America.
It is saying something, indeed. But yeah, that's Godzilla, the original animated series. Thanks for listening, guys. Let us know what you think of the show. If you do end up checking it out, send us an email at podzillapod@gmail.com, or jump in our Discord, links in the show notes, and just let us know your favorite episode, your favorite monster. But yeah, that's all for us this week.
Yeah. Bit of housekeeping, is that the right word?
Yeah.
For our Patreon, we chucked up a few movies that you guys rated on, and the film that won our Patreon vote was the original Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh boy, from 2000.
Yeah, this is the first of a trilogy, which I didn't know.
Is it really?
Yeah. But I don't know, with the next Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out in a couple months, it's topical.
Yeah. And you can jump into our Patreon, patreon.com/Podzilla. And it is $5 New Zealand a month, but I seriously think like in USD, it's like $2.50, $2 to jump into our Patreon. So consider jumping in, supporting the show. We'd really appreciate you. And you can get access to our backlog of episodes and the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons ep.
Yeah.
We might have a special guest for that one too. So
That's right.
yeah, so jump in and give it a listen.
Anything else we have to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, the big thing, next episode in 2 weeks, we're covering off The Return of Godzilla, which is the first of the Heisei era films. So this is a big deal. I'll read out a little...
Well, that's not true. That's not true. It's not the first of the Heisei films.
Is it not?
No, the original Godzilla is.
Oh, you're right. In the Heisei continuity, the original 1954 Godzilla is canon, and then it goes to Return of Godzilla.
This isn't even a Heisei movie, is it?
The Return of Godzilla technically is a Heisei movie, even though it was released in the Showa era. But for keeping things untechnical, this is the first Heisei era movie, guys. Return of Godzilla. After a fishing boat is attacked, the sole surviving crew member realizes that it is none other than a resurrected Godzilla. Tension grows between the United States and the Soviet Union, who are both willing to bomb Japan to stop the monster. So this sounds really cool, and this is the perfect movie, guys, if you haven't been watching along with us, or you don't know actually that much about Godzilla, haven't seen that many Godzilla movies. This is the perfect place to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
So, The Return of Godzilla, March 1st is where we're dropping that episode.
It's technically a new timeline apart from the Showa movies.
Yeah.
So all you really need to know is the original 54 Godzilla, but you don't even have to watch that.
Nah.
All you need to know is Godzilla's a thing in the past.
Godzilla is a giant monster called Godzilla. It was killed.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
So come along and watch with us. It's a great way to pop in and come and watch the Heisei series, which is one of the most popular with the Godzilla franchise.
Yeah, some of the most loved films. And I said in the last episode there was 6. There's actually 7. So it's going to take us through the next few months. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
If that episode doesn't come in 2 weeks, the cyclone might have whisked us away to a land in the clouds.
Might have wiped out New Zealand into an alternate dimension. So yeah, if you don't hear from us...
The Y2K bug must have hit us somehow. We couldn't call for Godzilla.
Yeah, so please, form a crew, set sail, find out how to control Godzilla and send him to save us.
What is this show?
Godzilla! That's been Podzilla with your hosts, Jasha
And Micah Drake. Follow along on our socials at PodzillAPod and jump into our Discord via the link in the show notes.
Huge thank you to Cassie Celine, who did our podcast art, and Degora9898, who did our episode thumbnail.
Let's go. And just a disclaimer that any musical sound effects used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. See you guys next episode.